Wait, when y'all bigger or y'all fight and stuff, do y'all apologize to each other? Or do you just start
No.
being nice?
It's literally like an unspoken, like, we'll be in like a yelling match or whatever. Leanne will come in here, get mad at me, walk out. And then 5 minutes later, it's like you just like poke your head in. You're like, do you want to go get coffee? And then it's like back to normal.
2 sets of twins on one Division I basketball team ranked in the top 25. That's pretty incredible. First of all, I'm going to start with the Worth sisters. I want you to say who's older and your favorite part about being a twin. And whoever's older, start first.
All right, that's me. I'm older by 18 minutes. And my favorite part about being a twin, the cliche answer, but also the truth, is that you just have like a built-in best friend. I've always had Lee by my side, and especially like coming to college as a freshman and not knowing anyone, having her here was just super comforting.
As long as Jen and I have been apart now, up until last year, it was like maybe 3 days at the most, but she was gone for like a week and a half or something. And I didn't know what to do with myself. I was a mess. I was bored. And so that was really eye-opening for me.
I'm Kaylee, and I'm 1 minute older than Lynn. I think my favorite part is, I second what the words say. They said it perfectly, but it's like my partner in crime. We do everything together. As a group, it's like we hear all the twin jokes. We know what it's like to have someone that looks like us, and then it's like, are y'all twins? Like, no, we're actually neighbors or something.
When Lisa told us that they were recruiting more twins, it was kind of like Lisa wanted us to host them and all of that, just because it was like, oh, like they're twins, like we know kind of how it is. And Jen and I were like sort of like their unofficial hosts. And it's just so much fun. Like we were sitting in one of our dorm rooms and just kind of like making jokes, like just super like low key and relaxed, but it was just so much fun. And the thought of having all of us like on the court at the same time was like a big topic. And so now I feel really grateful when that does happen. But yeah, we were really excited, and right off the bat, like we knew they'd be a great fit.
I would just say like the coaches used the fact that they were recruiting the Trongs as like a recruitment tactic for us, because that was towards the end of our like decision. And so I was like, okay, we committed to Gonzaga, now they better come, because like that would be so awesome. So I'm glad that they did.
What is the biggest difference once you came into Gonzaga and started playing with, the Worths and seeing them every single day? What's the biggest difference between your sistership, I guess, if that's a word, and, how they are, their relationship?
No pressure, y'all.
Coach Lisa had mentioned that when we get competitive, it's not like, oh, I want to throw you to the ground and stuff. I don't know. Like, she mentioned something about when the twins get competitive, it's like, I have to win. Like, I am the better twin, or, when we get competitive, it's like, oh, okay, well, you won, good game. Maybe we can run it back or something.
It's important to hear the coach's perspective. I actually kind of got something similar, like from a coach. I won't disclose my source, but he said the Trong sisters are always like laughing and giggling and like having fun and like artistic, but worse, obviously you guys have fun and giggle, but when it gets down to business, it's like,
oh yeah,
that's
true. That's 100% true. I for sure have asked the Trongs before, like, do you guys ever fight? Like, I think it's so, they're literally so sweet. And obviously Jen's my best friend, but like, we also fight a lot too. It's like, they go really hard against each other, but it's like, oh, hey, nice shot. But if Jen makes a shot on me, I'm like, oh no, you didn't. And it's like, we just like go at each other, but it's all love.
Always love at the end of the day. Okay, Jen and Lee, what is the biggest difference between you two?
Like, people can always pretty much guess that I'm the older twin, just like from meeting us. See, look at, she's already shaking. Like, because like I think I'm a little bit more like outgoing initially, and once you get to know us, then it's like it evens out entirely. Like, we're both very outgoing people, but I don't know if it's because I'm the older sister, so I just have those traits, but I think like people can guess that I'm older just like from meeting us. But then of course Leanne's over here saying no, so you should probably ask her what she thinks.
in my experience, like I think honestly, whoever meets like the person, whoever we're talking to, whichever one of us they've met first, they think is more outgoing. I don't know who Jen's talking to, but regardless, like we're very similar.
What is the most annoying or least favorite question that you get asked by people, or something that you wish they would stop?
Well, oh yeah, for sure. When people say we tower over most people, and so their first guess is that we play basketball or volleyball, and then it's normally which twin's better is the question that we get a lot. And our go-to answer now is it depends on the day, because it does. But whenever we say that, people actually get upset because they're like, no, like we know that one of you guys are better.
Anything else is fine. Are y'all twins? That's fine. That's fine with us. We'll just answer yes.
They say that 40%, and I say they, I'm not citing my sources because I'm not sure where it's from. They say 40% of twins like have a language that they kind of develop, or at least a vocabulary, or communicate a little bit differently. Like you can feel certain things.
We speak in inside jokes. So like we'll be having a conversation just about things that we've heard or video references or just stories that like no one else knows what's talking about, and we're dying laughing or like know exactly what the other person's talking about, and any outside person looking in will be like, what is going on? But I wouldn't say it's like an actual language of its own.
What do you guys
But I do believe in twin telepathy. Like I think that that's real, especially on the basketball court. I totally feel that. So if that counts as language, then that for sure.
Actually, they're so right about that. I think this past weekend, so we have breakfast after shoot around, and they'll separate us now that we can't sit close to each other and stuff like that. But we'll sit on a table, but like lengthwise, so everyone's separate like this. So they were referencing. I knew what they were referencing, but it was just funny because. So Jen was telling Lee, like, this reminds me of the Incredible scene where it's that really long table and there's only people sitting on each end. And so I overheard that, but it's funny because they were like they were holding up and they were like looking around. It was just them two doing the same thing, and it's just so funny to watch them.
I didn't think anyone was watching us when that happened.
It was hilarious.
Oh, that's so great. That makes me happy. Have you guys always gotten along, or were there phases of life, like maybe in the preteen era, where like things were a little tough and you got better, or has it always been pretty smooth sailing?
We've always been really close, and like the Trong said, like we bicker a lot, but we know that we're gonna be with each other pretty much the rest of the day if we do get in a fight, and so we get over it in like 5 minutes and we just continue on.
Wait, when y'all bicker or y'all fight and stuff, do y'all apologize to each other, or do you just start being nice?
It's literally like an unspoken, like we'll be in like a yelling match or whatever. Leanne will come in here, get mad at me, walk out, and then 5 minutes later it's like you just like poke your head in, you're like, do you want to go get coffee? And then it's like back to normal. And like I literally have thought about this, and I'm like, why don't we say we're sorry like normal people? But we just know, like we just know that the other one's sorry and we have to move on with life.
We don't ever say sorry, we just start being nice to each other. Yeah. I'd probably be irritated with her if like in practice or something, but then when we get back to the room it's like, hey, are you hungry? You want to get food or something? So, it's just a vibe. Yeah, it's a vibe.
Yep.
Okay, now I want to do a little bit of rapid fire. We'll start off with who is messier? Got a little disagreement there. Okay. Who is more competitive? Okay, we're unsure with the words a little bit. Goes back and forth. Who takes longer to get ready? That one, clear as day. Okay. Who won the first game of one-on-one that you guys played ever? We're gonna have to check with the parents on that one. Who won the most recent game of one-on-one that you played?
Oh, shoot.
We can't play one-on-one because it ends in an argument.
I'm gonna say me.
Yeah, I'll vote myself too.
Okay, perfect. So it eventually leads to coffee. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Who is more likely to pull a prank?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, easy one there. I'm gonna follow up question on that. Who's the better cook? Okay. And who is better at sharing?
No.
Are you kidding me?
I love it. Okay, that's all I have. I have a follow up on who's more likely to pull a prank. Jen.
Story time, second grade. So growing up, we switched schools in second grade, and we met. There was another set of twins, identical twin boys, and they're our best friends to this day. And so we had to do this like project, and we're like, let's just switch for a day. And we got them in on it, and we went to a Catholic school, so we wore uniforms. So literally the only thing that we switched was our shoes. Except for I carried in Leanne's project and she carried in my project. And we were just going to go along with it for the whole day because the only way that people could tell us apart was our shoes. And the entire way, like drive to school, Leanne was crying because she said that my shoes were uncomfortable.
Crying.
She didn't like how my shoes felt on her feet. And then we get there and I walk to her desk and I'm so ready to like pull this prank and sit in her desk the whole day and like fool people. And last second, she runs over and she's like, nope, give me my project back, give me my desk back, switch my shoes. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, we had this whole thing planned with, like, our twin friends, too. We were all four going to do it. And she changed her mind last second. And so then after that, it was just never
Okay, but that was, like, the only time, and it was in second grade. And then we definitely have switched desks in classes in, like, high school and stuff. And so it was fine then. And I wore my own shoes then.
I do remember in middle school when I was in a boot, I was walking around fine, but I think Lee wanted to use the elevator in middle school, so I took off my boot, put on her shoes, and then she got to use the elevator pass and get to leave class 5 minutes earlier.
Love it. I can't imagine how close all of you guys are. I think it's so cool that y'all, actually I'm gonna start saying y'all because I'm gonna take it from you guys. I love that all of you say you're all from Arizona and then Texas. Love it. It's so much fun watching you guys play, and good luck as you guys prepare for the Holiday Hoops Classic.
Thanks so much. It was fun.